then continues to the sea in South Australia. I've never been to this river, so I want to have a good look and talk to people along the way. There's been a long drought, but it's finally broken, and I've heard that there's water again. The Warrumbungles. I'm staying in Coonabarabran, or Coona to the locals. It's very cold, -6 last night. Frost, burst pipes, clear. Gee, there's a lot of dead trees here in the Macquarie Marshes as far as I can see. They've had, up until this year, 11 years of drought. I'm on Willie Retreat. There's an elderly couple, Myra and Phil Tolhurst, that run this place. It's a station, and they have a wildlife sanctuary where they breed endangered species. They've just raised half a dozen baby emu chicks and released them. Apparently they all came back during the drought.
Vicky's all here for you.
Hello. And a rescued kangaroo with half a back leg. It got caught in a fence apparently. Had to have it amputated. I just drove north to within 16 k's of Corinda, reached the turnoff, bumped into a farmer coming the other way who said, I can't get through via Corinda to Brewarrina or Walgett, and the other road more directly to Bree is also impassable. Well, it's all mud. And when he convinced me that I'd be stuck in the mud for 3 days before anyone could come along, I realised there's no question, so I've had to turn back and drive 56 k's or so that I've driven north, straight back down south. Now I've got to go the long, long way around via Ningun. The Barwon River, Brewarrina. And just down here is the start of the fish traps. This sign talks about how Brewarrina was one of the large intertribal meeting places before European settlement. The fish traps provided food for a lot of people at these gatherings. They're stone arrangements designed to make use of the natural contours and fishways of the river, so that fish swimming upstream are directed into the openings of the stone enclosures. Then the openings can be closed off and the fish easily speared. They're a major communal construction effort and show a sophisticated knowledge of how the river flows. Even though there's no official age put on these fish traps, I've heard said that they're 40,000 years old. There's an old water tank rolling down the road. Here's the Darling in Burke. There's water in it. It's flowing very slowly. All this stuff that's been washed against the fence is metres and metres higher than the river is now.
We've got a big garden, and we used to use those big flipper hoses.
Yep,
and
yep.
we'd let them go all night.
Yep.
You know,
yeah.
we've got 3/4 of an acre and a lot of lawn and stuff. And
Whereabouts are you?
Frankston.
Oh, I come from Mornington.
Oh, do you?
I live in Wollongong, but I come from Mornington.
Well, we've been in Frankston now, ever.
Well, I've been there
We're
for
nearly
68
80
years.
Oh God, we're probably related.
You used to have a family, a block of land
Yeah.
with a house on
Yeah.
it. Now they're pulling the old houses down,
Yep.
and they're putting townhouses, or you've got multiple
Yeah.
dwellings.
Yeah.
So the water is going to be
Yeah.
a real problem. We lived in Japan for 3 years.
Did you?
And I'm darn sure we were drinking sewage.
Are you from Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you've heard about the 100-year flood that's coming down from Queensland.
Yeah. And what do you think of the river level here?
Well, it's
Yeah,
low at the
low.
moment.
Yeah.
Not much at all. The water's gone somewhere, but it's not in the river. It will spread across right through the outback.
Oh yeah.
The guy who does the weather report for the station said it's still coming.
And so will it empty into the Darling?
Eventually.
Some of it will.
Okay. Massive bales of cotton, each one as big as a train carriage. This is just behind the Burke Cemetery.
First cattle steamer to make its way to Burke was one called the Gemini in 1859. Sailed the Gemini up the Murray, made a left at Wentworth and then come all the way to Burke. He then went back down to South Australia, met with the South Australian government and informed them that if they wanted to operate on the Darling all year round, they were going to have to build ruts and weirs up and down the river. So this meant that in the days of the original paddle steamers, they could only operate on the Darling for about 6 months of the year, because the Darling always used to run dry. Now that's well before days of irrigation pumps to draw water from our river. It's also well before the Murray-Darling Basin became the solid bowl of Australia. So what we see happening to our rivers today was happening long before a white man even settled here. Darling River itself is the longest river in Australia. It is longer than the Murray. Colour of the Darling, this has always been the colour. Even when Sturt first discovered it, he wrote in his diary, he called it the River of Chocolate, because it was so murky brown. His expedition team then come down to taste the water, and they thought they found an inland sea, because the Darling tasted so salty. Thanks to our 2 floods this year, and also thanks to our weir we've got down below town, we've got about 4 metres of water. Weir down below town stands at 3.9 metres high, holds the water back for 47 kilometres, and that gives the town enough water for 12 months. We'll lose an inch a day through evaporation alone out of the river in the summer months. So add about 12 metres of water to what we have here, and that's around about the height of a 100-year flood. Flood waters from the Darling have been known to spread for up to 1,000 square kilometres. You can see a flooded Darling from space. The average flow of the Darling is only 3 miles an hour. The gradient of the river also only drops 3 inches every mile, and then for every road mile, the river has to travel 3 miles. This makes the Darling a very slow moving, windy river.